Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to another episode of Player Life. It is Friday, December 2nd, here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, what is up? What is good? Um, yeah. So, life is good here in Tokyo. Today, I want to talk about abundance mindset. You know, I'm sure people have heard that phrase before. Having an abundance mindset. It's definitely important for game for sure, because if you don't have an abundance mindset, I don't know what you're gonna do. You really need it, because obviously the opposite is a scarcity mindset. And if you have a scarcity mindset, you know, you're not going. It's like you're chasing after something, and it kind of comes across when you're dealing with women. When you're dealing with women, said it 1,000 times before. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Um, when you roll up to a chick, and she, you're not confident. You're not like you're insecure. You're uncomfortable in your own skin. The cold hard truth is that that's going to be a turnoff for her. It just is. There's no way else to put it. It's going to be a turnoff for her. There's chicks go around, and some chicks say that I like shy guys. I like guys that are that aren't cocky, and they're full of shit. They don't like shy guys. And even if a girl did like a shy guy, she's not going to be the one to make the first approach. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Chicks never make like if you roll around as a guy, even a good looking guy, um, you know, you you could go the rest of your life without getting laid if you didn't initiate or take action and make the first move. Guys go years, like good looking guys can go years without having sex. Years, like not 1 week, not a few days. Um, we're talking years without getting laid if they don't like actually pursue it. Um, it makes sense. It, some guys come to me and they're like, I haven't gotten laid in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and it's like, well, how much approaches have you been doing? How often have you been putting yourself in front of chicks? And it's like never. Well, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? Or they've half-assed made some attempts at dating apps or nightlife, and like you can't half-ass it. Well, I mean, sometimes you can, and it can work out, but it's like the point is you need to be consistently trying. If you're not consistently trying, then you know you're not going to be getting laid. Uh, Again, the guys that get laid the most, guys that are actually out here in the trenches living a player lifestyle, they're the guys that get rejected the most. I get rejected all the time, and it's not even like rejection to me. It's like, yeah, whatever. I roll up to chicks, and sometimes they just ghost me out of it, like completely ghost me. I don't even. It's not even. I don't care because I don't spend enough time talking to them to consider it a rejection. Sometimes I don't even open my mouth. Like, I'll understand that she's not interested just from reading her body language. Imagine there's a girl, she's sitting down, she's at a cafe, she's hot, you like her. She's just sitting there, she has her earphones in, and she's on her laptop. What I do, I roll up to her. I don't tap her on the shoulder. I don't come from behind. I come from the side so she can see me, and I'm not going to surprise her or startle her or creep her out. So she's going to see me, and then I'm going to wave at her. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to wave because what's the point in saying something when she has her earphones in? It's just like then you have to repeat yourself like if she takes them out, and it's like it's just not that smooth. Just slow down, take it slow. You don't have to rush anything. So, I'd kind of smile and wave at her. Not like, some guy, the biggest mistake a lot of guys make is that they're way too serious. Like they're obviously nervous because they haven't done it before. When they first start doing cold approaches, that they're too serious. You have to at least like kind of smile to look like friendly. You can't be like stone faced, like, waving it like a chick will be like, oh shit, what did I do? Like what happened? Like, you have to smile. You you have to smile, like you do, and it can't be like, yeah, even a forced awkward smile is better than a real stone faced nervous look. But if obviously if it's a genuine smile, it's better. But my point is, sometimes a girl might not even like girl like it's not uncommon for a girl to like, even in a situation like that, for a girl to like kind of just ignore you. Like, you know, I'd say in a cafe, girls are way less likely to like fully ghost you out of it. They're more likely to like at least take her earphone out and like listen to what you have to say. So you wait for her to take her earphone out. She takes her earphone out and you give her a compliment. It can be anything. It can be about her laptop. It doesn't even have to be about her. It can be like, hey, I really like your laptop cover. I was wondering, it can be something stupid. Trust me. It doesn't have to be like, obviously the more genuine the better, but my point is, it's like when you open a girl, it's just an icebreaker. Like if you're confident in the way you say it, then it's like it doesn't really matter, even if it's stupid. Like I have a friend, he always does like really stupid openers, and it doesn't matter because he's confident in the way he says it. I was like, he was walking there, I was walking with him, and I heard like he stopped a girl and she was drinking a bottle of water. Like I swear to God, he did this. Like, and he does this all the time. It's not just one time. It's just a regular bottle of water, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, I was just wondering, like, where did you get that bottle of water?" Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. But he ended up he got her number and smashed her later. You know, that's how, like, you know what I mean. Like that's why anything you say is pretty much an icebreaker. But it's, obviously it's good to start with a compliment. Um, the one I use so much, like I use it so much because if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know, my compliment is just like, oh, I just want to say I really like your style. Simple like that. I just really like your style. It's not too like too much. It's like it's pretty general, like your style. You're not saying, oh, I think girls can read into it, especially if they're wearing something sexy. Obviously, they know like what I mean by style, right? But yeah. So I mean, yeah. Again, like I said, you can say anything. I mean, if a girl like if it's like nighttime, um, if it's nighttime, like you can be bolder, you can be more flirtatious. Sometimes like I roll on the street, a good one that is like, I'll be, excuse me, I have a question, because girls want to hear what the question is. It kind of reels them in a little bit. It gives you a little bit more time, and again, the question can be anything. Like there, it's like freestyle, really. There's no like, oh, exact science. Oh, you must say the compliment first, and then you must introduce yourself after 7.5 seconds, and then you must extend your hand to milady. It's like it's not it's not an exact science. There's no like, it's game, like it's more of an art form, right? That's why it's called, that's why we're called pickup artists, I guess. It's not exact. Obviously, you can't spurg out about it. It has to be more free flowing. And that's why it's so important for guys to get reps under their belt. They have to get the reps in. You got to get the reps in, because if you don't get the reps in, you're just not gonna be, you know, you're not gonna learn. You're not gonna have the experience. You could watch 1,000 YouTube videos. You could watch 1,000 YouTube videos on game, but like still like rolling up to that's going to be so different from actually talking to a girl. Completely different. So, you know, um, like the analogy you can use is, you can watch 1,000 videos on how to do pull-ups. If you've never done pull-ups and you're really weak, if you're a weak dude, You watch all these videos on how to do pull-ups. You're still you're still gonna suck. You're only gonna be able to do 1 or 2 pull-ups. It's not gonna make you be able to do more reps. Sure, it might like you might know how to do the technique, but it's not gonna like you're not gonna have the strength. You only it's the same way. It's literally the same thing with game. It really is. It's the exact same thing. You cannot have confidence with women if you haven't been with many women. If you haven't talked with many women, you cannot be confident. You're not going to come across as confident. You're just not. Like they know, women can smell it off you. Women are savage in that sense. Women are really savage in that sense that they only want to get with guys that other girls want to fuck and other guys want to be. And when you roll up to a girl, like, so if you're starting off a game, there's no shame in it. You have to start somewhere. But the cold hard truth is, like I said, girls say, "Oh, I like shy guys." Do you fuck? Shut the fuck up. You don't like shy guys, And again, even if they do like shy guys, they're still not going to approach a shy guy. Girls do not approach guys. If they do, oh, a girl approached me. Well, yeah, a girl approached me, but it's like once a year. Once a year. I mean, less than that. Once every 2 years. It's absurd. Obviously, in nightclubs, maybe more, but I'm not talking about nightclubs. That's different. I'm talking about day game, cold approach. Maybe once every 2 years, I got approached by a chick. They don't do it. It's not in their nature. Stop expecting them to do it. But anyway, don't, God, man. I've dealt with guys and they're like, it's fine. They're looking for help, but, I'm here to help guys. But they come up to me and they're like, they call me or whatever. We have a consult and they tell me, like, oh, girls don't like me. I'm like, how do you know girls don't like you? Oh, like, I never get approached. They don't give me any indicators of interest. And sometimes these guys are good looking guys. Like, they're actually good looking guys. It's just they have a severe scarcity mindset and they have severe scarcity mindset, and they have, like, I don't know, it's like their ego is also very fragile. Um and they've just been fed all this shit that men and women are equal, we're all the same, and how come, if we're all the same, then how come women never show any interest in me, and how come they don't approach me if we're all the same, and men and there's no differences between men and women, and all that fucking garbage. What they don't understand is women, it's just not in their nature. It's not a feminine thing to approach a fucking man that could kill her. It's not. We haven't evolved that way. Women haven't evolved to roll up to men that could kill them. It's not in their nature. It's not a feminine thing for a woman to approach a man. So, don't get butthurt that you don't get approached by women or that they don't give you indicators of interest. They haven't evolved that way. They definitely haven't. And if they have, that would almost depress me. That would depress me because it literally never happens. I mean, once in a blue fucking moon does it happen. Imagine it was actually in female nature to approach. That would suck. I would be like, fuck that. But still, I would listen. The thing is, it is what it is. I get laid a lot because I approach women, right? If they, if the thing is they don't approach me, they don't give me indicators of interest. Well, occasionally I get indicators of interest, but I tell guys all the time, and this is a fact. This is a fact. Most of the girls that I have success with and end up sleeping with, I'd never received any indicator of interest from them. They didn't even see me coming most of the time until I was in their in their viewfinder. Because whenever I approach a girl, one of the basic rules of kind of cold approaches, whenever you approach a girl, you always kind of approach her at an angle so that you're not you're not surprising her. You're coming so she can see you. You're not like tapping her on the shoulder, goofy ass shit, like talking at her from behind, like you come at her at an angle. So if she, anyway, you want to be seen. But my point is, that's the first time they see me is when I kind of walk up to them and I'm in their kind of in their space. Not too close. You don't want to get like right in on a girl, but like just so she can see you. And then you like either most of them have their earphones in. You wave at them, get their attention, and you go from there. Some girls, like I said before, like sometimes I don't even open them because I'll wave at a girl and she look at me and then she look right back down on her phone and like not attempt to take her earphones out. I'm not gonna bother a girl like that. Like there's this idea, oh, you're bothering these girls, you're harassing them. I'm not harassing anyone. I discourage guys from harassing girls. Don't pursue a girl that like ghosts you out of it like that. She has to give you something. You can't like you're wasting your time, you're wasting her time. Well, you're annoying her, so don't bother. Like fuck her. Like next one. But like they're in their right to ignore you. Like to be honest, like I get it. I get it. Women are in their right to ignore you. To be honest, because you're entering their space. So don't get butthurt by rejection. I don't get like I might get a little butthurt if it's like unnecessarily rude, but whatever. Like I don't let it get to me. Like my nature tells me, oh, like fuck. But you have to learn to not get butthurt. Like you have to learn to not let absorb that kind of negative energy. Sounds airy fairy and all that, but when you first start doing cold approach, it does kind of like it does get to you, like rejection, but you have to learn to like as soon as you start even one success, as soon as you get your first lay from cold approach, you kind of realize, okay, yeah, well, that's the price you pay, like some rejection, who gives a shit? They're in the right to reject you. You're in your right to shoot your shot, you know, whatever. But, as I was saying, like the vast majority of girls that I've gotten with like never gave me an IOI, never certainly never approached me. Um I don't think I've ever come to think of it, I've never smashed a girl that cold approached me, as in came to me in public or cold day game. I've never been day gamed by a girl and had sex with her, as far as I can think. Have I? I don't think so. No, never happened. Never happened. I'm out all the time. I'm out and about like all the fucking time. So like if that tells you that it's not in female nature to cold approach, then I don't know, out of the few the let's say one girl approaches me every 2 years. There has been occasions when girls have approached me and like they've never been my type, and it hasn't even. There was one occasion where some girl did. She cold approached me with her friend. She didn't even do it alone, and she was like, "Oh yeah, do you have a boyfriend?" I knew what was going on. I was like, she wasn't that hot, but I would have smashed her. But I gave her my number, and yeah, this girl wanted a boyfriend, and I was like, nah. I mean, I would have smashed at least once, but she wasn't willing to. Yeah, I was like, yeah, come to this. I'll meet you at this cafe or whatever. And she was like, oh, it's too far. Obviously, the cafe is like near my place. That's why I was doing that. And oh, it's too far. Let's go to this restaurant. And I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm out. She's not. I wouldn't have approached her anyway. So, nah, I'm not doing this. But anyway, my point is, like, out of the hundreds of chicks that I've gotten with, like, none of them have made the first move. Like, dude, like, I mean, only last Sunday, yeah, I mean, I got with this little smoker of a little. Oh my god, this little smoker of a Japanese little like pixie freaky girl, man. Really my type. I like those like slightly lot not too alternative, but just like alternative enough, plus sexy, kind of colorful. Not her has her nails done, nice little juicy booty. Anyway, I was walking by her, you know, Cole approached her. Well, she didn't. I literally walked by her. I don't know if she even saw me. She absolutely did not give me not even one, not nothing, zero, zilch. I don't think she even saw me. But so I liked her style. She was really sexy. So I doubled back, rolled up beside her again, kind of like one or two paces ahead of her, so she can kind of see me before had her earphones in. So I kind of waved at her. She took her earphone out, and then I opened her. I was like, "Oh, I really like your style," and she was like, "Oh, eigo dekinai," and I was like, I said it in English. I often in Japan I open in English, just kind of just to see where they're at, like because sometimes they can speak English, sometimes they can't, and as soon as they can't, they say they respond, "I can't speak English." I just go at it in Japanese. So I said the same thing in Japanese, and she was she was very kind of receptive. Oddly, she was walking quite fast, but and I kind of nagged her about it. Usually when girls walk fast when you open them, it's kind of a bad sign. It's like, but she was already walking fast. She just didn't slow down her pace, and I was kind of like joking with her. Oh, like, were you in a rush to? And anyway, long story short, she said she was going home, and I just quickly got her exchange contacts with her before you know before I kind of was we were near the station, and then just before she went into the train station I exchanged contacts, and I wasn't sure how interested she was, but she a few minutes later before obviously I get so many contacts, I always send just a sticker or something, just so it's like, because you lose the contact, and you don't lose the contact, but I won't remember who it is. I have well over 1,000 chicks, and like thousands of chicks in my phone. So if you don't say, like, message them, then they're just logged in the contacts, and I don't remember their name, and whatever. It's just a lot easier just to send a sticker immediately, so you have them at the top of your message list. Anyway, um, a few minutes later, she responded like, she said, "It was so nice. Yeah, it was so nice to meet you. Let's meet when we have time." And like, the thing about any kind of game, like whether it's like dating apps, nightlife, day game, anything to do with women in 2022, we're almost in 2023, anything at all. Remember that time kills all deals. Like it really does. Like, you want to strike while the iron's hot. Always do. Like, if what's the point in waiting? Waiting is not. These chicks have just too many options. I know, you might be think you're a good catch. You might be a good, but if it, let's just say you're a good catch today, you're a good catch today. She thinks, oh, I really like that guy. She might really like be into you. Because that girl messaged me. She's like, oh yeah, let's meet. Like, that's a high interest, very high interest sign. Like, a girl messages you back, immediately saying, let's meet again. That's very high interest. So again, strike while the iron's hot. If you don't strike while the iron's hot, she's like, oh, that guy is so cool. She's thinking in her head, he's so cool. I'm so glad he approached me. And I'm happy. And like, if you don't like arrange a date, she's out the next day. Another guy approaches her, gets her, gets her contact, but she suddenly, he's the new hot thing. He takes your place. I'm telling you, that's how it works. You get replaced, even if you're cool as shit. You probably, you might be cool as shit, but another guy will come along that she thinks is cooler, even though he might not be. But that's how it works. So you might as well just strike while the iron's hot. If you have an opportunity, if you're free, just strike while the iron's hot. Like, why not? So that's what I did. I just said, yeah, let's meet. If you're free tomorrow, let's meet. And, you know, I did. I met her the next day. I actually kind of didn't play it the way I usually play it. I usually only meet chicks for a lot like s- almost always I only meet chicks if they're willing to come to my area. Um but this chick kind of, I always and you always use plausible deniability when getting chicks to come to your area. You always do it like, so she's like, "Oh, why do you want to meet there?" And you just all you have to do is say like, "Oh, because there's this nice cafe or this nice bar I want to take you to, or this is a really nice, don't give the game away by saying, "Oh, because because that's where I live." Like, idiot. Obviously, okay, if the girl asks you, "Oh, do you live in that area?" You say, "Oh," don't lie about it. I'm not saying to lie or deceive girls, but I'm saying you don't have to give the game away. You don't have to say, "Oh, yeah, because I live near there." It's like stupid. Like you're giving the game away. So anyway, she kind of like, you know, um, she kind of was like, "Oh, that's really far. Can we meet somewhere in between?" And usually I would be like, "Nah, fuck it. I don't want, because you know, it is important because I genuinely do have abundance. So it's like, plus I know that when they're not willing to come to your area, it's kind of like the chances of smashing are less. Like it's less likely to happen. But luckily in Japan, there are such things called love hotels. So it's a little bit unique to Japan, this kind of situation. But, so I decided to compromise this time because she was like really sexy and I was also free and it wasn't that far from where I lived. So I decided to meet her at a spot where there's a lot of love hotels, basically near where I actually picked her up, and she was down. So I um, met her at the station, walked her to a cafe, nice vibe cafe that I like. Um, she got a salad and a coffee or something. I just had a coffee. Um, Here's the thing, like I always tell guys, never go on dinner dates, never buy a girl a dinner on the first date. And like I just want to clarify this because it doesn't mean that you cannot like have food with a girl on the first date. But what I mean by like not doing dinner dates, like I mean don't be doing like formal, like very expensive, over investing uh on a dinner date. Like any anything over like anything too formal, too fancy on the first date is not a good idea. I just wouldn't do it. Um I mean, especially if you're definitely not if you're like a younger dude, like you're in college or whatever. You kind of for like you know, but it's also not only to do with money. It's more of like the precedent you're setting, and there's more nuance to this because again, it depends on the girl's age as well. But the girls I'm often going for are like in the early 20s, you know. So like girls have to be gamed according to their age bracket, and I've talked about this before, but I always recommend. There's a short article by Chateau Hartiste called "The Difficulty of Gaming Women or Girls by Age Bracket." If you type that into Google, you'll come up. The difficulty of gaming women by age bracket, and there's it breaks down the ages 18 to 22, 22 to 27, 27 to 30, and it's pretty good. It's been a while since I read it, but it's good. So, but as I said, I'm going for the fucking cream of the crop all like most of the time. Not to say I won't smash a milf now and again. I'm a fan of milfs. I like them, but I don't like them as much as the hotties, like the fucking. You want a girl like the cream of the crop, like 21 years old, like 18 to 22 is like cream. Like it's just they're they're the most beautiful they're ever gonna be. They are like they're at their they're pinnacle of beauty, like that. So why would I not want to get with that? I know that's a controversial thing to say. Apparently, apparently men are predators for going for younger, hot, for young, hot, beautiful women. God, who's? I'll pull that clip up actually. But yeah, man. I mean, so yeah, so I took her. There she had a salad and a coffee. How do you have a salad and a coffee? Such a weird combination. But anyway, it's fine. My point is, you can have food, but it has to be like casual, like not so formal. Especially with she was like 22, so certainly would have salted my game if I took this girl to like I might have still been able to smash her. I don't know if it would have like totally ruined it, but um, if I took this girl to a really fancy restaurant, maybe I could have still smashed her. But if she wasn't down to smash, it would still be annoying, that I went to all that effort. You just don't need to do it, just especially with the younger chicks. I don't think they even appreciate being taken out to formal dinners and whatnot. It's just not as cool for them. What's her name? Yeah. Anyway, so what was it? Yeah, so as I always do, when she finished her, her coffee and well, actually, she had tea. Yeah, her tea and her salad. And I had finished my coffee. I just say, okay, let's go for a walk. I don't say, oh, would you like to come for a walk? Would you, my lady, would you like to come for a walk? No, you have to be assertive as a guy. Like you're never gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna have sex if you're not assertive. Basically, you're just not. Like they're not. It's not going to happen. Like at every stage, you have as a man, you have to do the approach. Like you have to lead the girl to the place that you can have sex. You have to initiate like sexual escalation. Like if you don't like, there's no way. At every point, you have to be the one that's assertive. If you're not, you're not going to get laid. You could do everything right. You could do everything right, and you could have the girl primed and prepped, ready to fuck back at your place. And if you don't know how to sexually escalate, you're not you're not going to have sex. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to do anything. Man, like, man, it just pisses me off when I hear chicks like feminazis giving out shit advice, like shit wrong, like lying about how men and women actually are. Like lying. Oh, you have to let the woman be dominant. You have to allow the woman to, just shut the fuck up with your lies and your deception and your shit advice that it just and these like feminazis are like literally the worst because they give out like shit advice that all these beta blue pill males absorb and think that they think is how it works, how sexual dynamics work between men and women. But these women are going out and getting raw dogged by chads. Like feminazis get like, of course, we all know there's like blue haired, like, you know busted, wrecked feminazis, but there are like hot feminists too. Like, a lot of college age girls will identify as feminists. There's this idea for some reason in the red pill that there's no hot feminists. Like it's kind of asinine. It's stupid. Like there obviously are. Like girls like basically would all pretty much identify as feminists. I don't know why that's such a widespread opinion in the there's all feminists are wrecked, and like no, like most girls are feminists, like most girls like, but it's not necessarily that they believe in all, like it's kind of women are herd creatures, so they kind of like go along it's like going along with the fashion trend. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but you know, it's like just don't listen. Women just give shit dating advice to men, like shit. Because God, man, it just goes because at the end of the day, in order for one like in order for one sex to come out on top, the other has to kind of like concede something, you know. So this it's kind of like why some girls will get butthurt about giving up the goods too soon, because so guys get butthurt when they take a girl out on a fancy dinner date and they think it went really well, and you know they've done everything right, and then they don't get any pussy at the end of it, or they even like the girl never meets them again. It's like they never have a chance to even get some pussy. They do the date, you know, they pay for the date, they do everything right, and then the girl doesn't want to meet them again, even though they thought it was a good time. The guy feels butthurt. The girl version of that can be the girl goes on the date with the guy. He takes her for, you know, very low investment, you know, coffee, drink, takes her home and smashes her. That's the girl version of that. Because like it's does that make sense? It must make sense because like men and women are not the same. If you want to understand that feeling, like some girls will have that feeling. That's why it's important to like, you know, when you're obviously inviting girls back to your place to know that they're not like nuts or they're not like crazy, because you don't want anything bad to happen. But um and obviously it's important to be like respectful to them obviously as well, because yeah, like you know, be respectful but be assertive. Like you want to have sex with them, like try and have sex with them. Like I'm not saying, you know, of course, like try and have sex with them, and you know, try and escalate. If they're into it, smash. If they're not, you know, on to the next one. It's the way it is. Like a lot of the reason guys fail as well. A lot of reason I used to fail was because I was worried about losing. I was worried about losing the. Oh my god! If I try and escalate, she's gonna leave. It's like fuck. Good, like good. Like if she leaves, like the sooner you get your answer, but the better. Good. Like if she leaves, like you know, it's like girls that give out their number when they block you later. It's like it's stupid. Like why did you bother? Why did you bother giving me your number? And like why not just like it's some girls are like stupid. Like it's really dumb. Like why don't they just say it? All they have to do, if a girl really doesn't want to, you know, talk to a guy, she doesn't have to engage with him. All she has to say is, "Sorry, I'm taking, you know, I'm meeting my boyfriend." Even if it's not true, just like it's a very simple game for like girls. If girls want to reject the guy, all they that's literally all they have to say. Like, or they can just ghost the guy. They just don't need to give their number. So it's appreciated when I appreciate when girls like ghost me or just don't like, you know, if I roll up to a girl and she ghosts me and ignores me. I appreciate that more than a girl that gives me her number and then doesn't like respond to me or anything. It's because it's like why did you why did you bother giving me your number? Um, and it's not that like you know it was at it's not that it was in a situation where they would ever be like scared not to give me their number. It would never ever be something like that. Actually, this kind of related, but kind of related to that. But there are some places that I won't generally I won't cold approach women. Um, and it's because related to that. It's like you always want to approach a girl in a place that she'll feel comfortable enough to reject you without being scared, because obviously, you know, as a man you're bigger, you're stronger. Women will be intimidated by you in the wrong in the wrong place. And the kind of places that I would never approach a girl is, you know, are empty streets, especially at night. Like if there's an empty street and it's just me and the girl on the street, even if she's hot, and there's been times when I've been so tempted, I've wanted to talk to girls like because they're so sexy, but it's just me and her on the street and it's nighttime, and it's like it's in it's never gonna not be creepy to talk to a girl in a place like that on an empty street at night. You know, you know some I live in a kind of, you know, residential area, so you know I just don't do it because the girl doesn't have an like it's not going to be comfortable for her to act normal. Like some random dude approaching her on an empty street at night. Like, and to be honest, there's been so many times I've seen beautiful girls walking, like, you know, on my way home. I've seen very beautiful girls that I would like to have approached, but I don't, because you're not going to get a good read from them. Like a lot of girls like that would probably be more likely to give you their number just because they're like in a busy area. The same girl would like ignore you or reject you if she didn't like you, but in a place like that's an empty street, like at night, she might like feel forced to talk to you because like she might feel like scared. So that's why I don't like approach girls in places that are too desolate. um you know it would be different. um it would be different in daytime, like if it's bright outside. Okay, if it's in a quiet enough area, it's it's a lot more kind of acceptable when it's bright and sunny outside. It's just not as creepy. There's a few other, like some guys will disagree with me. It's really another thing I will. It's not that I'll never do it. Another thing I where I won't cold approach. I rarely, very rarely, it's not, try and game staff members. Very rarely, very rarely try and game like bar staff, waitresses, anything like that, because it's so fucking stereotypical, and you can't get a good read on it. They're always going to be kind of, especially in Japan, they're always going to be like friendly to you. So like I've been with guys, and I think, oh, she's like fucking deluded idiots that, like, that think that because the staff is being friendly to them, that the girl likes them. Oh, she's so into me, bro. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like it's her job to be, polite and friendly. So it's not that I could never game staff members, but it's just I just it just doesn't sit where I don't like it, because I can't get a good read. I like you can't get a good read like as you can with just like solid cold approaches with random girls you see out and about, you know. So empty streets, I won't do cold approaches. Staff members, extremely rarely, and also places that I frequent a lot. um there's like a convenience store just around the corner from me, and there's such a hot girl that works there, and like she's my type, but I don't need to cold approach her. I don't need to, because there's so many other girls like that, that aren't in a place that I frequent every day. So, you know it's just, there's no need for me and she's a staff member, obviously, so it's a double whammy. It's like a place that I go to all the time, and she's a staff member, so I'm not going to. So it's like calibration. It's calibration, and I don't need to, I just don't need to. um Guys that live in more rural, like, with places with way less options, maybe it's a different, you're dealt different cards in that situation. So it might be appropriate for you to do more cold approaches like that, based on your location. But for me, it's unnecessary. It's just like unnecessary, because I go to that convenience store every day, almost every day, and like, kind of, I just like going in and not having to be social with like staff. Let's like, pay, thank you, goodbye. I don't want to have to be like, creating this, like, if you start trying to talk to the staff, then it just creates awkwardness that I'm not really down to have to deal with. Especially if you're like flirting with, and it's just that it's all to do with calibration. Like the calibration is such a huge, like, understanding what's appropriate for certain situations and what's not, you know. Um, yeah. Um, and then there's places where you can cold approach that are really like difficult, but sometimes I do it just for the challenge. Like I think that one of the most difficult places to cold approach is probably on a busy train. It's very, very difficult because it's not that it can't be done. It's just that it's like very hard to do because when you start, if you cold approach a girl on a trains tend to be pretty quiet in Japan and like on board, and I often see really hot girls on the train, but they're quiet. So when you cold approach, when you open them, they're, people can hear what you're talking about. People can, like, a lot of people can hear you. So that's why it takes a lot of balls to pull it off, and it actually it's harder actually, because even if you have the balls, the girl is still going to be very self-conscious, and yeah, it can be quite a hard one. But I've done it. I've certainly done it, but it just you need to be calibrated, and be very smooth. Um, and you can pull it off that way. One time I even pulled it off by just showing my girl my QR code. It was like a crowded train, and I pulled out my QR code, and she got the idea, because I kind of like looked at her, and she looked back, and she did give me some. I will be honest, she gave me some slight IOIs, so it made it um a little more obvious to me that she would be interested. Um, but yeah, I ended up exchanging contacts, messaging her, and having a date with her, and smashing. So, like, if you're bold, fortune favors the bold. It really does. It really, really does. You know. But anyway, let me show you this clip. I'm sure you've seen it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay, this one maybe.
Any guy who goes after a girl significantly younger than them is severely lacking in their life. And I mean that.
Hoes mad. Hoes are super mad. Yeah, they're just really, really angry, man. Um, what is with women, and not like it's very self-explanatory. By the way, this chick, for anyone who doesn't know, is this chick is she's an ex porn star, Mia Khalifa, and you know, it's like she's 29, so she's coming, she's in the epiphany phase. She's probably, God knows how many dicks she's had, hundreds, but you know, like, she made millions of dollars off selling her image, and then selling her image, her youthful, beautiful, when she was in her prime. She's 29 now, she's much well past her prime. She's not completely busted, but I wouldn't say she's smashed into the wall or anything, but she's certainly past her prime, and she made like money off selling her image. That's the thing about all these same with Hollywood actresses and shit. When they were young and beautiful, that you never heard of anything out of them from about feminism. But as soon as they hit the wall, and they're all like, "Oh, fuck men," and all this shit, and they made millions of dollars off their image, their youthful, beautiful, their youth and beauty. um you know what I mean? And it's just the hypocrisy, like, it's just so slimy and snaky. But this bitch hitting the wall, um well, not hitting the wall, but slamming into the epiphany phase, where she's like, I'm 29. Like, all girls have it. Oh, men, they'll start saying, oh, men aren't shit, we're all the good men. Men are creeps, men are weirdos for going after young, hot, beautiful women. It's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid. Oh, women are beautiful no matter what age. Women are beautiful even if they're like, dude, I just cannot, like, lefties, feminism, like, let's just categorize them as lefties. Lefties just hurt my fucking brain. I just cannot stand the fucking like hypocrisies of lefties. Um, I think that one of the things I despise most is hypocrisy. Um, I despise it with every fiber of my being.
Confidence wise, I mean, like they are falling short in so many places that is the only place they can turn to feel like they have something on the scale of power.
They're falling short in so many places as in power. Man, these fucking idiots. Like, you know, she's so tempted. She's so close to saying, "Oh, you know, small dick energy," some shit like that. So that's all they have. You know, that like shaming tactics. They're basic. To sum this up in a really simplified way, it's basically she's mad that the guys she wants. She's mad that the guys she wants are going for the younger, hotter, more beautiful women. So, you know, that's basically the way it is. Justin S says, totally sounded like Eric Cartman right there. Maybe that's the sound I was going for. But yeah, so that's literally that's what's going on. Women are these women that get like this, that start, you know, let's just finish watching the clip.
And it's, I mean, ultimately it's predatory. I mean, there's just no way to kind of, because you're manipulating someone who does.
I mean, ultimately it's predatory. I mean, ultimately it's predatory. Another bitch that made fucking tons of money, like millions of dollars, off her youth and beauty. Silly, like fuck you, you stupid bitch. Like fuck you, straight up. I just have no tolerance for this shit. Like fuck you, you stupid bitch. Like fuck you. Like you made so much money. You are the reason you're famous. The reason people know you is because of your youth and beauty. That's how you made so much money. That's how you like have this like crazy, like, you know, luxurious lifestyle. You silly bitch. Like you silly bitch. Like, and don't mistake it. Like these women, when they were like in their prime, they were attracted to older men, like men in their, you know, in their third. Like when this chick was 21, 22, trust me, she was going for guys like probably in their 30s, probably maybe in their 40s, that have like all their shit together, and like they're just can blow guys her own age out of the water. Like the guys her own age don't have shit. Like they might have looks under, but a lot of guys age better. A lot of guys look like a lot of guys actually look better. Not a lot, but guys can look a lot better when they're in their 30s than they are when they're in their, you know, when they're 21. A lot of guys when they're 21 look like weak and like aren't fully like developed as a man, you know. They don't look very masculine. Um but yeah, this chick, you know, these chicks, like, it just, that kind of hypocrisy just boils my piss, man. It's just like, fuck you. Like, seriously, fuck you, you stupid bitches. Like, because they made the money. Like, they made money. They basically have this amazing, like, luxurious, fucking rich lifestyle because of their youth and beauty. And then they shit on guys for, like, you know, for being attracted to that, like completely natural. Like it's nature, it's biology. They're shitting on guys for nature and biology. Um, so fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. Um, and there's literally nothing wrong with being attracted to a girl in the prime of her life, like in terms of looks. Like there's nothing wrong. Like what? Like you're trying to deny fucking these bitches trying to deny biology. That's what boils my piss. It's like they're trying to deny nature. It's just annoying. It's annoying as fuck. And they're just butthurt.
Is not aware of what they're giving you, and it's unfair.
Any guy,
They're not aware of what they're giving you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like these same kind of bitches want, like, these left. They're, of course they're lefties, Let's just be like, of course they are. Like, I don't know. Of course they're lefties. These same kind of bitches are the same ones that would be like, oh, we need to give the vote to like 15-year-olds. Oh, we need to, like, dude, like, you can just pick so many holes in these idiots. They're not about equality. They're about supremacy. They just want ultimate supremacy over men. They want like the ability. These kinds of women would like the ability to like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. These kinds of women would like the ability to imprison men for their opinions. They want they want supremacy. They want control. That's what they want. They want supremacy and control, and they want the ability to get men in trouble for being men and like, having an opinion. You saw it when they tried to cancel Tate. Like, they're all saying, oh, they should put him in prison. Put him in prison for what? Oh, because he's misogynist. How is he misogynist? You know what I mean? Like, it's like men should go to prison for misogyny and all that. They don't even know what misogyny is. And it's like, oh, well, But yeah, man, they must be stopped. They must be stopped. I don't know. I don't think they will be, but yeah, that's why when I see clips like that, and like that is kind of the prevailing culture in Western societies. I just think, shit, I really I don't want to live there. I don't want to live amongst a populace of females that are just so confrontational to male nature. It's just not a place where I want to be. And thankfully Japan is not very confrontational to male nature at all. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I got some shit, but I got some things to do. But as usual, like, comment, subscribe, share the content. If you're interested in improving your game, hit me up for a consultation, link in the description. I can sort your dating life out. I mean, follow me on Instagram. You can see I often post receipts there. So, if you want to come to Japan, Japan is open like for tourism. Japan was the most retarded country. Like, it was the most retarded country, one of the most retarded countries regarding their borders for the whole beer bug shit. They still have some bullshit going on here regarding you don't need a vaccine, but you still need, I think you still need PCR to get into the country. It's retarded, but at least you can still come, you can get a PCR test. If you're negative, you can come to the country you can come to Japan again. And it's been that way since October. So you can visit Japan. If you want to do a boot camp in Japan with me, hit me up. Like, and even better than a boot camp is, I can be your guide. Show you around, and do game, show you to the most high quality places in that Japan and Tokyo has to offer, and teach you game at the same time. So, that being said, let me see. Until next time, peace out, players.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.